All right, breaking news coming in. A massive recruitment drive has been announced by Prime Minister Modi. Every month, the LAKH to be hired by government. Prime Minister says aim to hire 10 lakh in 18 months. So a big recruitment drive announced by Prime Minister Modi, saying that aim is to hire 10 lakh people in 18 months. That's the breaking news that's coming in. Prime Minister Modi announcing a massive recruitment drive, saying that the aim of this recruitment drive is to hire 10 lakh people in 18 months. Hina Gambhir joining us for the latest on this. Hina, give us the details of this recruitment drive.
The details are still awaited, but as of now, what we have got is this announcement by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself via social media, official Twitter handle of PMO India, that Prime Minister Modi had reviewed the status of human resources in all departments and ministries and instructed that recruitment of 10 lakh people should be done by the government in a mission mode in the next 1.5 years. Now, the statement is very, very important, because we know government has got many goals to be achieved before 2024 elections, and ahead of that, this sort of a review happened of all departments and ministries, because a lot of work is supposed to be done by the government in terms of various schemes that the government has and the kind of targets that the government has set for itself before 2024. So to complete that also, the Prime Minister in fact has given this order that at least 10 lakh people should be recruited by the government in a mission in the next 1.5 years. This also goes to show that how, there were a lot of vacancies in government departments and ministries, and now attention is going to be paid to them so that they are also filled very fast. More details in this particular case are still awaited. What exactly, is going to be the criteria? Will it, be people who will be given lateral entry into the ministries and departments? Because we have seen that also happening under NDA. Many ministries have in fact hired people from the private sector, and that, we have seen lateral entry to the post of joint secretaries as well in many departments and many ministries to bring expertise into the government, and so whether something like that will be done, that kind of detail is still awaited. So far, we only have this information that instructions have gone to all departments and ministries of the government that 10 lakh people should be recruited in mission mode in the next 1.5 years.
Hina, stay with us. In fact, let me read out that tweet coming from the office of the Prime Minister, saying that PM reviewed the status of human resources in all departments and ministries and instructed that recruitment of 10 lakh people be done by the government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. So every month, lots of people are expected to be hired there in the departments and the ministries. Hina, tell us, are these recruitments only for the government jobs? These 10 lakh recruitment over the next 18 months. Also, jobs have been real concern for this government over the
Well, that's right. The issue.
Sorry, Hina, jobs have been real concern for the government in the last few months, isn't it? Particularly the post-pandemic months.
That's right. Unemployment has been a big concern as far as this government is concerned. And now, as far as the details are concerned, so far, what we can tell you is that this looks like a recruitment drive essentially for departments and ministries within the government. This is what we can tell you looking at the tweet by this official Twitter handle of PMO India, because it very clearly says, Rohit, that Prime Minister reviewed the status of human resources in all departments and ministries and instructed that recruitment of 10 lakh people be done by the government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. So it essentially looks like recruitment in government departments and ministries where there are vacancies. As I was mentioning earlier, the government, of course, has got its eyes now on 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The tenure gets over, in 2024 of the current Lok Sabha. And this particular term of Modi government, NDA 2.0, we know has been quite challenging because this term saw COVID pandemic. So 2 years, in fact, went into COVID pandemic and people were locked in their homes. Economic activity was badly impacted. And now very little time is left for the government to be able to deliver on the promises that it had made to the people of this country on various issues. And there are various policies and schemes that are in place that are yet to achieve their own targets. And ahead of that, now the government seems to be in a mission mode. Government wants to ensure that the promises that were made to the people of this country are delivered. That's the reason probably, now this decision has been taken that, there are a lot of vacancies in various departments and ministries, and to be able to complete these targets as the government has, instructions have been given by the government that in a mission mode, they should hire 10 lakh people in the next 1.5 years. So this is very, very important. And we'll have to wait and see as to what, exactly is going to be the criteria of people who will be hired. Will it be people from the private sector? Or just like we have seen lateral entry of people already happening in some ministries and some departments of the government. So all those details are still awaited. But as of now, this is like a statement that has come from Prime Minister Modi's office, and we are now waiting for more details to emerge in this particular case. But definitely a very, very big development, and it clearly shows the government is all set now to expedite the process, and hopefully in the next few months we will see more and more reform announcements as well, because the eyes are now going to be on 2024 elections. So this is something that is very, very clear with this tweet that has been put out today.
Hina, stay with us. Also joining us is Akash Jindal, an economist. Akash, before I come to you, let me read out that tweet by the Prime Minister's office once again. That tweet says that Prime Minister Modi reviewed the status of human resources in all departments and ministries and instructed that recruitment of 10 lakh people be done by the government in mission mode in the next 1.5 years. Akash, so a welcome step, more vacancies, more jobs.
Yeah, thanks for reading out this tweet to me, because as of now, I haven't read this tweet. I think yes. Now, what you have told me is, I think, a very, very welcome move, because unemployment, as an economist, I would say, is the biggest economic problem the country is facing. Now, we had earlier 2 years of corona. Since 2020, we had lockdowns, restrictions, curfews. Now, we didn't have, we had just partial relief from corona, and there was a huge Russia-Ukraine war, which again had toll on not only Indian economy, but global economy. I think in these times, if our government is coming with this huge number of jobs, I think it's government directly addressing the problem. This would solve a lot of problems, because the government also needs manpower. We are expanding, we are growing, our economy is growing. Population, of course, we like it or not, is also increasing. So we need definitely much more people in governments and departments. And this would solve up to a lot extent the unemployment problem. Of course, I wouldn't say it would totally solve it, but the view of my organization, AkashIndal.in, is up to a lot extent, the unemployment problem would be solved. Plus, again, there would be liquidity in the economy, because anybody who gets employed would have money in the hand. He'll go and spend in the economy. So the great Indian consumption theory, the great Indian demand theory would also see a revival. So I think it's a great idea. It's a positive idea by all means. Of course, we have to see how it bears on the economy, because as of now, economy is in deficit. Last budget also we were in high deficit because of corona, and now post-corona we have Russia-Ukraine war. So we have to see the numbers, how we arrange for the money to pay everybody. But I think overall, it's a great idea. It would be a great employment provider. It would give movement to the economy. Plus, we need people in various departments and sections to reach the $5 trillion mark, which has already been set by our economy. So today, we are the sixth largest economy, quite close to being
Yes.
the fifth largest economy. And let me tell you with all responsibility, now what is happening in the world, particularly the way Europe has been impacted, India stands a greater chance to become a more powerful, more strong economy in the global arena. So with decent manpower, with right people in the right places which we need, I think we would be on the right track. So I'm totally upbeat with this idea and the tweet which you have read out to me.
Akash, I mean, 10 lakh people to be recruited over a year and a half. I mean, will the government be creating new vacancies in these departments and ministries, or are these existing ones? 10 lakh is a huge number.
See, the information which I've been having till now is that there are vacancies. There are vacancies in various government departments, though I'm not sure whether the number is 10 lakh or not. But there have been reports coming that there have been vacancies in various government departments, various ministries. So, of course, there have been some vacancies. Now, exact data, I think only time would tell us. Within some days, I think there would be data. How much exact vacancies are there? How many number of vacancies are there? How many people are required, or the government intends to generate new jobs, or the government wants more manpower for our economy to grow? This, I think, in the coming days, we'll come to know. So I'm not sure about the number of people deficient in the government departments, but yes, there have been certain deficiencies in government departments, because these reports have been coming on a regular basis that yes, we are understaffed in certain government departments. But whatever the thing is, we need people. See, we are growing globally. We are growing. Global business is increasing. And again, person-to-person contact, whether it's education, whether it's literacy, whether it's inclusion of our people in the rural area, inclusive growth, particularly for the Nara of inclusive growth, I think we need more people. And anyway, we are going in for being vocal for local, make in India, all these things. We need people for these things to happen. And anyway, we know a lot of FDI, foreign direct investment, is coming to India. And now seeing what China's condition is, seeing what is the condition of Europe post-Russia-Ukraine war, I think my organization, Akash Indal.in, clearly thinks that post 3 months from now, there would be a huge FDI coming to India on a regular basis. So, of course, I think we need manpower to support it at all levels. So I think overall, on a broader basis, it looks to be a welcome idea, great idea, positive idea, and it would address the unemployment problem which we are facing right now. Because, as I told you, because of this 2.5 years initially of Corona, lockdowns and all that, and now Russia-Ukraine, unemployment is at a high. And this is something which the government it was the requirement that government had to address this. So I think this was the need where we were actually expecting the government to do something. So I think it's a right step in the right direction.
Akash, one final question to you. Just take us briefly through how this creating of more jobs, recruiting more people will have a cascading effect on the economy and potentially lift the economy. Briefly.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Nice question. See, if we have more people, what it means would be more jobs. More jobs would be, everybody would be having more take-home money. Now, if there's money in the pockets of people, what are people going to spend with it? They are going to spend that money. They are going to spend that money. They are going to go in the market, buy new two-wheelers, buy new cars, do shopping, go in for visits, go in for, tours, movies. What does that mean? Now, every one person's expenditure is 50 other people's income. Once there's money in the market, everybody would benefit. I'll give you an example. If there's a purchase of new car, there are 12,000 people which directly get employed because of one car being purchased. So if a person gets employed and he has a salary which entitles him to buy a car, so there's so many people who would get employment for that one car being purchased. Somebody would be supplying accessories to that car. Somebody would be supplying lamps. Somebody would be supplying steering wheel to that car. Somebody would be supplying wheels. Once the car is in the market, somebody would be insuring it, a banker would be financing it, a repair guy would be repairing it, a dealer would be selling it. So the moment there's money in the hands of people, India is a economy globally known for consumption and demand. We used to be an economy of savers around 20 years ago, but now we are clearly an economy of spenders. So since we now plan to spend as a society, we are more of spenders, less of savers. So that Gani is going to flow into the economy. That is going to increase our GDP. That is the moment GDP increases, what it means is tax collection would increase, whether it's income tax collection, GST collection, some other taxes, and that would mean the deficit would reduce and the economy would be grow. So the $5 trillion mark, I think this would make our road race faster towards reaching that $5 trillion economy mark.
Right. Akash Jindal there, economist, thanks very much for joining us with your insights and inputs on this big story of a massive recruitment drive announced by the Prime Minister. Some more breaking news coming in.